Cynthia with AQ Lighting and Brian. Today we're going to talk to you about not just under cabinet lighting. This is ultra thin under cabinet lighting. This is where you need to listen close, because why doesn't matter. This is what you're used to, the traditional light bar. But what we're showing here, you really wanted to let them know about this one. And there's a specific reason that this thin is so important.
Definitely, I have a lot of reasons I want to show them, but thin is one of them.
Thin is one.
Thin is one.
There's probably three, so hang in there.
So, obviously, if I bring it up here, this is people out there that maybe have either no light rail on the bottom of their cabinets or a very small light rail.
See the difference here? So, European cabinets, yes. Those don't have any light rail.
Most of them don't.
Yeah.
Or if they do, you paid extra.
That's right.
So if you don't have it, this is an answer to that right
Near
there.
invisible. Okay, that's really, really important. The other thing, and we saw this a lot when we go to the light shows, and we didn't make Germany this year, but previous years, the number one element was you don't see where the light is coming from. And that's what you love about this. This is Edgelet.
Yes.
So the diodes are not visible, which means they won't imprint on the surface. They're not going to reflect on the surface. This is the even.
This table could be made of a mirror. And when I flip this over like this, you will not see the diodes. And you can't say that about too many, LED lights these days. Even you can flip this up here.
Yeah.
Let's open this up. So this has a frosted glass lens, and the diodes are extremely close together. But even so, you may catch on a really highly reflective surface.
Polished marble, anything polished, it's going to show. Whereas because the diodes are illuminating from the edge, there's no imprinting at all. So those are two features that are crucial that you're not going to really grasp when you see it on a website page.
No.
So that's very important for you. Okay, what else are you?
Well, we'll show them here. I'll explain it now, and then we need to show them.
Okay.
Is basically this thing has about 180 degree beam spread, and why that's important to me is because you spend a lot of money on your kitchen. You remodeled this thing, or you just built a brand new kitchen, and nowadays most people have beautiful backsplashes, nice tile work on their
True.
walls.
That's one of the biggest design features is that space between your cabinetry and the countertop. That's your backsplash. So that's a very important feature.
So when I plug this in, I'm going to put it back here, and I'm going to show you how it'll light
Okay,
up.
this will be great.
Oh, you want to do it right
Yeah.
now? Okay, well, right now I just have I have this one on an electronic transformer.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just a small plug-in transformer, great for bookshelves, things like that. If you didn't already plan on having wiring in your walls, if you need a transformer that you're just going to plug into an outlet, maybe use a switch like this. This is just a one-touch dimmer right here. I can bring this down like that.
Oh, okay, so there's your dimming.
You see that's barely on. This thing is like a night light right now.
Let's see it. Let's pretend this is your backsplash.
So if this is my backsplash, for task light, there's no wrong place to mount this on a cabinet, first of all. You can mount this all the way against the back of the wall, all the way to the front of the wall.
Okay.
So if you're
and uppers are about 12 inches.
About 12 inches.
And this is about 4
3/4.
Okay, so there you go. There's your range.
So I'm going to put this right in the front.
Okay.
For me, as long as I have a light rail. If I have a light rail, I'll put it in front. If I don't have a light rail, I'm going to back it off from the front a little bit. So I'm about approximately 12 inches. Let me light this up here.
Is the camera capturing that?
Now look at the beam spread. Do you see how high it is on the wall?
Oh, absolutely. Oh my gosh, can you guys tell like it's coming? So you're not going to cut off your fingers if you're prepping a meal. And you're going to illuminate the beauty of the backsplash. That's
and
huge.
it doesn't start, the light doesn't angle down and start here.
Right.
And go down. It starts almost 180 degrees from it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's one of the big reasons I love this light right there. And then if you can see, that is really diffused.
Yeah, there's absolutely, well, one, there's no diodes to imprint because of the way they manufactured this one.
So you see how bright that is? You can feed these from both ends, feed power from either end.
Okay. Why would that be important?
It's, there's no inner, it's not like you have one side that you can only go out and one side that you can go in. They're pretty much universal, you can flip them back and forth, so it just gives you more freedom.
Okay, so if you're doing a kitchen and you've got to jump over your cooktop or your hood, then that's what this would be for. You can absolutely be that versatile as it just keeps going and keeps
Just keep
connecting.
going and going. We have these ones, I hooked these ones up with jumpers. I have this on a magnetic transformer. So the way I have this hooked up is if I already wired my kitchen, and I wanted to turn it on and off from a wall switch,
Okay.
dim it from a wall switch. That's basically the mock-up I have here. So this is a magnetic transformer that this is hooked up. It's a dimmable one. So I'm just gonna turn it on.
Okay, so you can see like when they're all connected, they're all gonna go on and off at the same time.
That doesn't, I have it plugged into the same extension cord
Give us a minute.
with the electronic transformer, and it didn't, the electronic transformer and the magnetic transformer are interfering with each other.
Okay,
That's why you're
that's why you
getting
get
this
a little
flicker.
flicker.
That's exactly why, because
Okay.
earlier it was not doing that, there was zero.
So you won't have that at
No.
home.
So what we have here,
So I see the sizes. You've got a 10, 16, 22,
Right.
and then 30. So these are the top selling sizes, is what.
sure,
The
these
average
will cover
cabinets
most
are-
of your cabinets. There's a 6-inch jumper connecting these two. That's like a 78-inch jumper. There's
Yeah.
a long one down there.
So this would be like if your cabinets were right next to each other, and that is if you've got to hop over a microwave or something.
Exactly. So that's just easy power in, jumper out, jumper out to the next one.
Okay. So these are 12 volt. So you definitely need a transformer.
12-volt DC. So you need a driver, whether it's an electronic driver or a magnetic driver. You definitely need a 12-volt DC driver.
Okay. And just to recap, the difference between the two drivers is one, if you are connecting it to a wall switch, and the other is if you were plugging it in, like your bookcase example.
Some of them are more mobile. I mean, they make both, right? They make electronic
Okay,
ones
more
that you
mobile.
can do
I
that.
like that.
This is just more mobile. This just
Okay.
reminds me of your average laptop charger, right?
Okay.
Like you're charging your laptop. So it's just more mobile. It comes with a long cord on it, usually a 6-foot cord. They come right off. And so, like I say,
So
if
it's
I was,
just easier.
it's just easier. If I didn't have the wires in my wall, I'm probably going to use something like this, more of
Okay.
a mobile transformer.
Okay, great. Well, I hope that I know I learned a lot with this, and I absolutely love the fact that you have no idea where the light is coming from by having an edge-lit under cabinet light, not having it as bulky. For those of you who don't have a light rail, this is where you would use this in your kitchens, in your bookcases, offices, that type of thing. Beautiful, beautiful. Anything else? We
let's
missed
see here.
anything? Send
We
us a
did
comment
not.
if you have any questions.
We never
I
got
have
to
a
the-
question, what are
Okay.
the wattage draws?
Okay.
Okay, that's pretty easy. So this is the 10-inch unit right here. This is draws about 5 watts and is about 180 lumens. I think we were talking about it earlier. Why does 5 watts only draw? Well, actually, why does 5 watts only produce 180 lumens? And it's because of that being edge-lit.
Mm-hmm.
So this is running that light across that polycarbonate lens and then reflecting downward. So it's not like it's the light just coming right out of the diode and
Right.
shining on your fixture. That's
Right.
why. So 5 watts right there, 180 lumens. This is your 16-inch fixture here. This guy right here is 8 watts
Oh, wow.
Okay, and that's 350 lumens for this one.
These are bright.
Yeah, they're very
It's
bright.
nice that you have the dimming, so, you know, everyone has different vision as far as how much light or that you need. So it's really nice,
Right.
these are very bright, and yet you have the ability to dim them down.
Exactly. 12 watts for the 22 and 18 watts for the 30 inch. That's 750 lumens when it's all full power.
Yeah, that's crazy bright and very little wattage draw. You know, the one thing, I don't know if you're familiar with the term CRI, but CRI is color rendering index. These are 90 CRI, and that's important for you because the 90 and above means the accuracy of the color. These are 2700 kelvins. So if you see 80 CRI or anything less than 90 plus, that's not going to be as accurate or consistent. So that is what that term means. So this has a very, very high color rendering index.
Even though it's a 12-volt unit, could it be hardwired to a switch?
Well, absolutely, but it's not. This is, here, I'm going to kind of explain to you here. So this is a mock-up. This is something I use all over the office all the time, always testing things.
Yeah.
So this is just a switch that I plug into any outlet in this office here. And this, so that's power going to this switch. This is a special switch that dims magnetic drivers. So then the next thing I do is I'll plug a magnetic driver into this outlet that's
Okay.
controlled. So that's basically the same as when you're wiring it in a house. So this outlet here controls that magnetic driver. So this is your switch in your house that controls your driver, that controls
Now, that brings up another question, because I know with LED, compatibility matters. Like, what, is that something that they need to be concerned about as far as, you know, if this works with that one, or if they have one at home?
as long as it's a 12-volt DC driver.
Okay,
Then it'll be
there's your
compatible.
detail.
There are many people, now, there are a lot of people that are confused because they have 12-volt lights at home, maybe puck lights, halogen or something. It's not 12-volt DC, it's 12-volt AC.
Okay,
So that transformer will not work for this.
all right, so that's a big deal. That's good for you to know. And so you're aware, Brian is the director of all the technical teams. So any one of them will be able to answer your questions specifically for your project. They'll be able to help you with that. So, any comments or any other product that you want to know more about that maybe the webpage isn't clear enough, or you just want to walk through in your application, send us a comment and we will be happy to add it to our video calendar, I guess you would call it, right? We do one every day at 1 p.m.